U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis on Saturday threatened North Korea with a massive military response should it decide to use nuclear weapons. Mattis said that the threat of a nuclear attack from North Korea was accelerating, but that it was still no match for U.S. and South Korean firepower. North Korea has accelerated the threat that it poses to its neighbors and the world through its illegal and unnecessary missile and nuclear weapons programs, he said during his second day in South Korea for annual defense talks. Read more. Jim Mattis says U.S. goal not war with North Korea. Mattis said diplomacy remained a preferred course of action but stressed, our diplomats are most effective when backed by credible military force. Make no mistake, any attack on the United States or our allies will be defeated. Increasing missile payload. Read more. Japan PM Shinzo Abe pledges pressure on North Korea after big election win. The U.S. would not accept the North as a nuclear power, he underscored at a joint news conference with his South Korean counterpart Song Young-Moo. Song told journalists that he and Mattis had agreed to cooperate further on strengthening Seoul's defense capabilities. He said measures would include lifting warhead payload limits on South Korean conventional missiles and supporting the country's acquisition of most advanced military assets. He refused to answer questions on nuclear-powered submarines though, which some South Korean officials have been calling for. Will not redeploy nuclear weapons. Read more. North Korean envoy says nuclear war could break out at any moment. Some conservative politicians in the South have also been calling for the redeployment of U.S. tactical nuclear weapons on the Korean peninsula, but Mattis and Song were both dismissive of the idea. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson confirmed Tuesday that North Korea test-launched an intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM for the first time. Testing an ICBM marks a major military achievement for Pyongyang and a serious escalation of tensions with the United States and its allies in the region, particularly South Korea and Japan. Defense experts say the ICBM could reach as far as the U.S. states of Alaska and Hawaii, but questions remain over whether North Korea can field an ICBM capable of carrying a nuclear warhead on its cone that could survive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. However, North Korean state media said Wednesday the ICBM was capable of carrying a large, heavy nuclear warhead. The ICBM is believed to be a step forward in the North's nuclear program. Despite pressure from the international community, Pyongyang has made no secret of its nuclear ambitions. Alongside its ritual ballistic missile tests, North Korea has conducted nuclear tests on 5 occasions, 2 of which in 2016. The country claimed that the last warhead it tested could be attached to a rocket. Apart from a developing missile and nuclear program, North Korea has a powerful army with 700,000 active troops and another 4.5 million in the reserves. It can call upon almost a quarter of its population to serve in the army at any given time. The North's bloated army is believed to outnumber its southern neighbors by tune. According to the 2017 Global Firepower Index, the North has, as part of a far-reaching arsenal, 458 fighter aircraft, 5,025 combat tanks, 76 submarines, and 5,200,000 total military personnel. The picture above from 2013 shows leader Kim Jong-un ordering strategic rocket forces to be on standby to strike U.S. and South Korean targets at any time. Alongside the United States, Pyongyang views its neighbors South Korea and Japan as its 2 other main enemies. North Korea has used U.S. military exercises in the region as means of galvanizing its people, claiming that the exercises are dress rehearsals for an impending invasion. Every year, hundreds of thousands of soldiers and citizens roll through the streets of the capital Pyongyang to take part in the North's military parades. Preparations for the rallies often begin months in advance and are usually held on an important anniversary of the party or Kim Jong-un's family. Responding to the ICBM provocation with a show of force, the U.S. and South Korean troops on Wednesday conducted deep-strike precision missile drills using Army Tactical Missile System ATACMS and the Republic of Korea's Young-Moo Missile 2. In April, the U.S. sent its Carl Vinson aircraft carrier towards the Korean peninsula, saying it was taking prudent measures against the North. When considering national interest, it's much better not to deploy them, said Song, saying allies already had sufficient means to respond to a North Korean nuclear attack. The 2 defense leaders also discussed the terms under which the South would be given wartime operational control of its forces. Under current agreements, the South's forces would operate under the U.S.-led United Nations Command in the event of war with the North. U.S. President Donald Trump will make his first presidential visit to South Korea next week as part of his Asia tour, which also includes Japan, China, Vietnam and the Philippines. He is expected to use the visit to address concerns about North Korea, to speak to Seoul's parliament, and to visit a U.S. military base there, a WNGAP, Reuters, AFP, DPA.